Hey stars, it's me Alshi. I am the toy superstar, and here is where every toy becomes a star. I want to come here quick and give you guys advices on how to effectively collect toys. And I wish I knew these tips when I was collecting toys way back in 2014. So let's go ahead and start. So the first on my list is for you to become a toy fan yourself, and this should be a no-brainer. Like, this is a must because you need to give every toy that you would acquire in your life, years of collecting and spending so much money on toys, the proper love and appreciation that they should get. And also, there are questions that comes with number one, like, why do you want to be a toy fan? Like, why do you want to collect toys? Do you have a place for you to store your toys? Do you know that it's very expensive to collect toys? And do you understand that toys are generally marketed for children? And do you understand that there are people out there who cannot and will ever not be accepting of the thing that you would want to pursue, like collecting toys, because people can be judgy and people can, look at you in a very weird way and say, why are you investing on toys instead of you investing on a car or like a house? And there are so many people like that on earth, and I wish I've never met them. So, upon collecting toys, there will be more questions that will come out, but you just have to really know the course of collecting toys. Like, why are you doing this? Are you enjoying doing this? Like, are you okay spending so much money? And are you really a toy fan? And do you really want to be a toy collector? So number one, again, you have to be a toy fan. Tip number two is that you need to know how to build your collection. First, this can be really hard to some people because I've gone through this stage when I was starting to collect toys. Okay, I am a huge Star Wars fan. I guess you can see from my background, I have a doll, I have the posters there, and I am wearing the shirt. But of course, you can fall into this rabbit hole of seeing everything Star Wars and almost purchasing every toy. So you have to test the waters first and see for yourself the only kind of toys that you might want to invest on, the things that will catch your interest, the things that will make you happy, the kinds of toys will make a good display on shelves. So those are some questions that you might want to consider asking first before diving into buying a lot of toys, because trust me, I've been there. I thought I needed every Star Wars toys in my life, and then I realized that I have some shitty Star Wars toy that I didn't want to have in my collection anymore, and I don't know what to do with them for now. So yeah, I learned how to just focus on some stuff that I want to buy, test the waters first, and see for yourself the only kind of toys that will make you really happy and that would be really worthwhile collecting. So yeah, browse first the internet. Don't be scared. Don't jump into buying a lot of things just because you have to have toys now. Like, no, you have to think of this like a serious business. You have to think of this as like a professional. One effective tip that I always do, for example, if I really want to buy something but I think that it's not gonna be worth my money, is that I would wait 7 days first and see if after 7 days I still would want to purchase that toy. So upon building your collection, one thing that you should also consider is about choosing the right characters for your collection. For example, like if you want to be a Star Wars collector, or if you want to be a Johnny Bravo collector, SpongeBob, like Barbie, whatsoever. So there are so many series, movies, and characters out there that you can buy and collect as a toy figure. But of course, there are only ones that will stand out to you, and you want to make sure that you will be able to get a good representation of those toys. For example, you don't want to just buy memorabilia of like a specific movie. For example, Star Wars. You don't want to just buy mugs, cups, plates, notepads, or anything. You want to have the perfect representation of the characters that you're in love with, Star Wars. Buy action figures first. I'm talking about action figures, 6-inch form, dolls, 11-inch form, statues, probably 10 or 16-inch form. Don't buy Funko Pops right away. Okay, let's talk about Funko Pops. I have featured so many Funko Pops in this channel already, and I do have a lot of Funko Pops. And the thing is, I'm not really a huge fan of Funko Pops, so I only opted to buy them because I couldn't find any action figure any doll or any statue of the characters that I would want to collect. So if you would see me showing you a Funko Pop, you already know the reason. And also for building your collection is that you might want to have a very nice place to keep your collections. For example, like a mega box or like a makeshift big box or a drawer or a cabinet of some sort or like a bookshelf, as long as they are preserved in a pristine or semi-pristine condition and they are organized. So for example, dolls, you want to purchase a lot of Barbies in the future and you don't have a proper shelf to display your dolls. So one thing that you can do is to actually store them in a mega box. Keep their hair freeze free is to wrap paper around their head so that their hairs wouldn't go like crazy. And there are also people out there who doesn't like deboxing. Okay, so deboxing is when you take out a certain toy out of their original packaging, and I am guilty for this. I do have dolls that are in their packaging, so I only keep the toys in their boxes if only they are limited editions or they are a very rare toy to find, and I just want to keep them very pristine. And also, it's very important for you to have your loose toys as well to be kept in a pristine condition and be kept in an organized manner. So you might want to consider investing on mega boxes if you don't have a proper storage for your toys. Third on my list is growing with your collection. So this is you years after collecting toys. You already figured out the kinds of toys that you would only want to purchase, only want to keep for your collection. You now know the names of the brands that you just want to support by making comparisons of qualities. For example, like Hasbro or SHF. Like I figured out that I want to support on the FHF better, but of course sometimes I still want to own some Hasbro figures if I would really want to. So those are things that you would realize in the future. And also decluttering old toys for your collection. For example, I was talking earlier about you maybe falling into the rabbit hole of purchasing everything that you might see for a specific movie, for example, like Star Wars. Growing old collecting toys, it's a different scenario, okay? So there would come a time when you would realize that not all of your toys would be meaningful for you. So you might want to go on places in the internet, for example, like Shopee or Carousel or like the Facebook market to sell your old toys. I learned that in the years of me collecting Star Wars toys, some of the toys didn't really catch my interest. They didn't really make sense to me, and I just bought them because they were branded Star Wars. So you don't want to do what I did, you know. So I went to sort out everything that I just really want to keep for my collection, and then I decluttered the ones that I don't want to keep anymore and sold them on Facebook Market. You start pricing toys depending on their value, if they are rare toys to find, if people are really looking after them but they couldn't find it anywhere, or if it's like a vintage toy. You just try to figure out their value and try to do a little bit of research first before you jack up the price to at least 2 times expensive than the original price. And once you have decluttered your toys, you might want to consider upgrading your basic collection to a much more valuable collection. For example, I started with my Hasbro Star Wars toys, and then I have upgraded to SHF figures, although I don't have that much of SHF figures, but I am really so happy to have good quality toys on my shelf. Fourth on my list is that you don't have to feel pressured collecting toys. Okay, so toy collecting should be really fun. It should be a fun experience for you as an adult, going into the toy store and buying toys for yourself. Toy collecting is not a competition with any other toy collector in the world or any other toy collector that you know. Every person has a different toy collecting story. For myself, I started collecting toys because of Star Wars, and it's only Star Wars who made me collect toys. And other people started collecting toys when they had their first Barbie. Just don't feel pressured, don't feel like it's a competition, just enjoy the process, and it's very okay. Trust me, it is super okay to start building your collection slow. Because again, this is not a race. Toy collecting is really an expensive hobby, and only you want to purchase toys when you have the extra budget. Speaking of budget, fifth on my list is for you to spend wisely. Knowing now that toy collecting can be a really expensive hobby, is that you might want to spend your money wisely. So how do you do this? Of course, do not fall into the rabbit hole of getting a lot of toys that doesn't make sense for your future collection. So only figure out the ones that you think will have value for your collection, and the only ones that you will enjoy looking at, and the only ones that you will enjoy playing with. There are different types of collectors, the ones that are just, plainly collecting toys, and the ones that are completists. So I can consider myself a mix, because sometimes I like to complete a series of toys, and sometimes I just want to purchase like just one item from the series. And it's okay to be a mix. It's also okay to be a completist. It's also okay to be, just a casual collector. But again, spending your money on toys instead of you spending it on something better for yourself is a risk. You have to allocate like a specific budget for collecting toys. So again, spend your money wisely. Please don't go broke just because you want to buy toys. And last on my list is for you to just have fun collecting toys and be proud of your investments. And yes, toys can be investments too, because who knows, you might have something that is very rare and very expensive that you didn't know that is part of your collection. So just keep them pristine, keep them well kept, and you'll never know what their prices would be in the future. That's it for this video. I hope you guys love the advices that I gave you. Of course, there are still many videos out there probably about toy collecting that would much be more effective than my tips, but the tips that I have just given you are based on my personal experience, and I hope that you guys learned so much from it. So once again, my name is Alshi. Thank you for watching this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, and please do not forget to consider subscribing to this channel for more fun toy videos. I'll see you around the universe. Keep shining. Bye, stars.